is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
Today, we are discussing Mistletoe Murders, Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4, The Ides of December, which originally aired on the Hallmark Channel on Friday, November 14th, and is currently available to stream on Hallmark Plus. You can keep up with everything going on with us, including dropping your first impressions of whatever's streaming on Hallmark on our Instagram, Girls Gone Hallmark.
Hey, come check out our website, girlsgonehallmark.com. We have tons of great, fun Hallmark-related information over there.
Let's kick off our discussion of Mistletoe Murders this week with a synopsis of episodes 3 and 4.
The art world comes to Fletcher's Grove. When Sam's old partner is murdered guarding a high-profile painting, Emily teaches Sam to sleuth off the grid, and we uncover more of Emily's past. In part 2, Emily and Sam unravel a complicated web of lies surrounding the mystery painting, discovering the lengths people will go to keep secrets, including Emily's. Violet crafts a special present.
Ba-dum-tsh. Ken Kuperis is the creator and writer of Mistletoe Murders.
All of our regulars return: Sarah Drew, Peter Mooney, Sierra Marilyn Riley, Jean Yoon, Laura Amercy, Kylie Evans, and David Hewlett.
Also, Quincy Kirkwood appears as young Emily / Grace, Evan Hassler as young Aaron, and Colton Stewart as Violet's boyfriend, Kyle.
Catherine Burrell appears as Piper. Catherine was last seen on Hallmark in last year's A 90s Christmas. She will co-star with Allie Lieber in the upcoming The Christmas Baby.
Tony Napo plays Sam's old partner, Reed. Tony appeared on Hallmark in last year's Trading Up Christmas. He's voiced 2 different characters on the Audible podcast series.
Nikki Kiro plays Maura Wells. With just 12 acting credits, this is her first Hallmark project.
Julius Cho plays art influencer Harrison. Julius has 56 acting credits with a ton of voice work in several different animated shows. He was also in the series Children Ruin Everything, a series that a lot of Mistletoe Murders cast and crew have had a hand in.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover there. Paulino Nunez plays Detective Mike Meadows. Paulino has 189 acting credits with appearances in a ton of stuff. Though this isn't his first role on Hallmark, he was in the 2019 movie Double Holiday.
Jake Epstein is back as Noah. Jake has 67 acting credits and was last seen in the Hearts Are on the Table movie collection. Worth noting, Jake also appeared in nearly 100 episodes of Degrassi: The Next Generation.
It's another one of those shows where there's like writer and actor crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Special guest star appearing briefly at the end of episode 4 is Aaron Ashmore as adult Aaron. Aaron has a lengthy resume, including stints on Lock and Mead, SkyMed, and as Gil on Ginny and Georgia.
Part 1 was written by Jessie Gabe. Jessie has written for shows like Being Erica, The Spencer Sisters, and Workin' Moms. Part 2 was written by Shelley Scarrow. Shelley wrote the final 2 episodes from Season 1, as well as a few episodes from the Audible series. Other projects have been Being Erica and Degrassi: The Next Generation.
Part 1 and 2 was directed by James Jen. James has 42 directing credits. He's worked on Ginny and Georgia, The Good Doctor, and Wild Cards. He is also tapped to direct the reboot of Private Eyes West Coast.
I do believe he also directed on the original Private Eyes as well.
He did.
Well, let's take a quick break, and we're going to come right back with our first impressions of Mistletoe Murders, The Ides of December. Hey, Wendy, what was your first impression of Mistletoe Murders Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4?
Violet's pre-dance panic face. Give this girl an Emmy.
My first impression is, in an episode with many shocking reveals, none was more surprising than Brooke's portrait.
Oh my God. I was embarrassed, looking at it. I'm I don't want to stare too long.
We need to talk about it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, let's get into what we liked about these this episode pair?
I have a long list of likes.
Me too.
First for me, if I can say, and I said it last week too, the stories are really good. The mystery stories, I think, are really, really good. This is a really great layered mystery that ties personal motives to the case.
Oh, nice.
So we have like the art influencer, Harrison, who has like a personal motive to get the scoop, right? Then we have Moira's motives, to be something she wasn't. And then we have Detective Mike, who's out for the money.
And Sam is motivated to solve it because he feels like Reed saved his life, quite literally.
Right.
I really like the mystery too. And for me, we are right at capacity in terms of how packed these episodes can be with information. We could very easily have gone over the edge here in terms of perhaps throwing too much at us. We don't. But we get the overlapping storylines right out of the gate. It's a story that's told very tightly. The pacing is fast, but it's in a way that keeps the energy up. And so while sometimes I am almost confused, I'm like, wait, what's happening here? I was never bored.
Never. And I often get bored on the mystery movies because it's like either too much or like too complicated. And I do feel this was a complicated mystery.
Yes.
But the energy was there all the time, like you said. And I thought episode 3, part 1, sets up episode 2 perfectly. Like episode 2 brings it all home. I thought it was really done well. This is where in my notes, I'm like, this 2-part structure works really well. I'm glad they do it this way. I need these seasons to have more episodes.
Yeah.
It just can't be done though, because they're like, we're in our Christmas season. This is when we do it. Like Mistletoe Murders. This is Christmas time.
Yeah.
There's only maybe 6 weeks of Christmas time, right?
No, I would love more because when you think about it, to me, it's like 3 episodes, really, even though of course it's 6. It's 3 weekends of Mistletoe Murders.
Yeah.
We're at finale next.
Yeah. I need 8. I need 12.
Right. Yeah, me too. So I really love the additional layers we're getting from Emily's past.
Yes.
I really like the flashbacks with Erin. We're kind of learning a little bit more about her past. She hacked the school system in order to change the grades, but her motivation was more retribution for the way the bullies had treated her friend. But then we have the other side where we learn that there's been a theft of money and someone was framed for that. Now, I remain convinced after watching that scene that Erin is the culprit. And I think I'm not quite ready to accept the possibility that Emily could be acting with purely ill intentions. Because to me, stealing the money, there's no potential good side of it. Changing the grades, to me, I'm like, don't do that. That's bad. But the intention was, I'm going to get back at them. I'm going to level the playing field with the way they've treated us.
Sure.
And with the money and then framing the teacher, it's purely bad.
Sure.
So I'm not quite ready to accept that Emily had purely bad intentions.
Yeah. While watching that scene, I couldn't quite read who the bad guy was between Erin and Emily, young Emily. I texted you. I was like, what was your read on it? And I agree with you. I think Erin is the one who did it. But there's a scene leading right up into that scene where Emily's voiceover talks about sometimes you got to do bad things to do good things. And so I'm like, well, does that just giving me like a shadow of doubt about what her motives are or what her experience is? I don't know. I do truly think it's Erin is the bad guy. And it hurts my heart that I'm like, oh, is he using Emily? Like Emily's going to take the fall eventually for this kid and whatever he's going to get into.
I mean, that's my read, but it is ambiguous and intentionally so.
Yeah.
We don't have the information.
It's so good. It's so good.
Now, if I can flash forward a little bit, talking about Erin, at the very end of the episode, she thinks she sees Erin and then she doesn't see him anymore. To me, the fact that we have casting information about this person, that he's named Erin in the casting, tells me he's back.
Yeah, he's found her.
It wasn't just paranoia.
Yeah. Well, I love that scene too, since we're just skipping forward to that. You know, her and Sam have this like agreement now, like no new secrets, basically. And then she sees Aaron and he's like, what's wrong? And she's like, nothing. Oh no. Now we're going to have a real level of distrust here.
Yes.
Oh, this show is so good.
For some lighter moments, can we talk about Emily's dropping the line? Oh, yes, I forgot how annoying young love can be.
Yeah.
And then she also has a great deadpan moment. Sam has a meeting that doesn't go well with the other detective, and she's like, well, I thought that went really well. It just, her delivery is spot on.
Yeah, Sarah Drew just nails this.
Yeah.
She's so good in this.
Also, let's talk humor. Brooke's interpretive dance, which then became Violet's interpretive dance. Quite the choice.
Very funny.
Very funny.
I thought it was funny when Brooke did it. I thought it was even better when Violet does it.
It goes on for so long. I was like, please make it stop. But she commits to it. She's smiling the whole time, and Zach just loves it. And as mentioned, the portrait.
What was that face?
Her face?
Yeah.
I just thought when they show it, I thought it was supposed to be funny when you first see it.
I think so.
And then June goes, oh, it's you. And I thought,
It doesn't look like Brooke.
it's just a blonde person.
Yeah.
I honestly left that scene wondering, is it supposed to be funny how comically bad it is? Because I felt like the humor was supposed to come from Brooke painted herself instead of June, and not, this is a truly terrible painting
Right.
that someone's child did off on set. Very funny, though.
Very funny.
What else did you like?
Speaking of funny, I actually really like Jake Epstein as Noah.
Yeah.
Him and Emily have this great banter. Like, it's quick, it's snappy. When he's telling Emily like all the things that he's found on Moira, what a great scene. I love this dynamic. I was like, okay, I can use more Jake Epstein in this show.
And he's used perfectly.
Perfectly. One of my favorite scenes is when Emily and Sam finally have this heart to heart, and it's in part 2. And he passively aggressively jokes about like the stories that she's made up. You know, they're trying to correct that blurry picture. And she's like, well, I can take a crack at it. And he's like, oh, is that one of the, because if you remember from season 1, she's like, I don't know how to use the computer and like all this, whatever. I thought the conversation that follows was so good. She tells him what I've been saying for a couple weeks now. Like, she says, I didn't ask for your help because there are things that belong to me that I don't want you to know about. And then goes on, because he's like pressing, this is about trust and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no. This is about how you look at me, and that made me feel special. And I'm afraid if you know my secrets, you'll never look at me that way again. And I got chills watching it. I got a little choked up watching it. I thought it was so good.
It's good. It's good. And we have those moments where Sam is blaming himself for Reed's death because he said he was too busy to be there. And she reaches across the table at Sue's Diner and comforts him. I mean, we have so many intimate moments with the two of them without it being romantic yet, that they're just, sometimes when we get a relationship in a show where there's a will they or won't they, there's a lot of pushing each other away. And I like how close they're keeping each other. We had just a little bit of it in the first episode where they were keeping their distance. It went on for a long time off camera that we didn't see. And so they're so connected to each other, but the conflict still hangs over the two of them. I mean, you're just like so rooting for them.
I know, totally.
I'm a little worried, and I don't know where this should go, but I'm going to talk about it now when I think of the fact that, like we said, this week, as this episode drops, is the finale. Are we going to end on another cliffhanger?
I'm sure.
Do we have time for them to get to a place of resolution with each other? I don't know. One final like that I have, this setup and takedown of the dirty cop, Mike,
was so satisfying because he was so dismissive to Emily. Like that Christmas lady, at one point he's like, bye. Like he wanted her to get out of there. And so, you know, when it's Emily dressed up, spoiler, you know, and they bust him as the bad cop he is, I thought it was so good. But what made that all come together is when bad cop Mike and Sam are basically like hashing out, like at the very end. Like this is when they're like spilling all the details. Like if you're watching the mystery and you didn't like catch things, this is all like where it's all explained. Mike asks basically like if the Christmas lady Emily was undercover, and there's like a light that goes off in Sam. Did you catch it? It was like a realization like, oh, maybe her background is something like, maybe she is an agent. Maybe she is something like, because she had did the undercover thing so well.
Yeah.
That, you know, game recognizes game, right? Like the detective's like, oh, she seemed to be like one of us. Because if you remember earlier in the episode, Sam is like trying to go undercover to talk to like that guy, and Emily's like, no, like you've got cops written
sniff
all
you out
over
as a cop immediately. Yeah, and it's funny when he walks in, she's like, "What did I tell you?" Yeah, it's great,
super great.
Well, let's talk wishes.
I don't have one.
Not a single one.
Not a single one.
Really, I don't have big wishes. I just wanted to fill some space here. At the beginning of the episode, there were so many threads introduced at once. I could have used like a tiny bit of streamlining because I was like, I don't know what's happening here.
Like the Harrison art influencer, Piper,
Moira, all of it. There's so many unanswered questions that I was a little bit overwhelmed by it. I do think the interpretive dance sequences could have been like 30% shorter because the secondhand embarrassment was rough, but I do admire the commitment. And finally, I'm just pushing for a clearer answer about Emily's past. I need to know more. I mean, we're going to get a little bit.
It's going to just unfold.
But I'm dying for it.
I mean, we need a third season, so they're not going to give us everything about Emily.
I know. I need some information.
I know there are parts of me that I'm like, well, I'm just going to binge out on the Audible series.
I know. I did hear that it's a little bit, that the mysteries themselves are different.
Yes.
I don't know in terms of Emily's backstory how that plays out.
I don't know either.
But there's several seasons.
I know. I'm like, is that what I'm going to do during Christmas break? Is just listen to like 4 or 5 seasons of Mistletoe Murders?
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. Did you see that?
These are just thoughts. There's some true did you see that's, but then just some moments that I liked. Piper was giving stalker vibes.
Yeah, I agree.
Showing up at the book signing.
The line between like superfan and stalker is thin.
Right. I mean, she obviously was our red herring. Like we thought it was her. We see later down, you know, when she finds Harrison unconscious and it was like her rag because she used turpentine. I was like, I feel like those were a little too obvious.
To me, I'm like, well, that's not her. Like she wouldn't be stupid enough to use her own rag, like, and admit it right there.
Right.
Why would she? To me, it's like very obvious in that moment that it's not her.
Right. My other, did you see that? This is on my guy Ray, who I like to call Jonesy lovingly, but he's giving full Mr. Heat Miser hair.
100%. 100%. Thank you.
Tall. It is so tall and spiky.
That's exactly who it is. I couldn't really figure it out, but that's exactly who it is.
All day yesterday, I was like, I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I was like,
it is. And it hasn't been that big in the past.
No. I think this was like the first time I noticed it.
Yes.
I also love how he is so embedded into the community. We're like,
yes,
Ray's shady at best.
But he's like, I'm going to do this fundraiser.
It's like being guilty in plain sight. That's not the same, but you know what I mean? Like does some shady stuff, but he's like, but I'm a man of the community too.
Yes.
I love it. I thought about your teenage daughter when Violet shows her cute socks and she's wearing Mary Jane Doc Martens.
100%. Yeah, we have those shoes.
I was like, this is total teenage perfection.
Yeah, I was like, that's costuming. Well done.
They got it dialed. And Detective Mike was a walking red flag to me. Like all his comments about like, oh, this looks like it just was a random job. I was like, You look guilty to me.
Yeah, and when we find out he didn't question the security guard that Reed had hired to help, he's like, "Why? He hasn't come to talk to me." Well, that's a big giant red flag right there.
Yeah, totally. The adjacent story of Moira taking advantage of an Alzheimer's patient was dark.
Yes, I agree. She led her to believe that she was
Awful.
her biological daughter. I thought, well, that is disgusting.
Good storytelling by the writers here. Like, I thought that was really good. But woof. My final one, I loved the Ocean's 11 style scene where Ray, Noah, and Sam all sneak Emily into the exhibit to steal the hairs from the paintbrush, which kind of grosses me out. But I think they do these little high stake moments so well. We saw it last week too when she was like snooping around the principal's office. This one was like bigger. Now I have just watched for the very first time Ocean's 8, which is like Ocean's 11, but it's like the all-female cast. And when she was like sneaking in, I was like, oh, this is like Ocean's 8. And then she says the Ocean's 11 line.
Yeah.
I just loved it so much.
Yeah. I really liked that whole scene, the choreography of the diversion that they created in order to get her in there and all the different people that kind of came to make that come together. I thought that was very well done.
And the security guard looking at his phone, he's like, what a weird night. I was like, so great. So great. What did you have?
Just a couple of little things. Emily's hair is blown out very smooth when she goes to that party. And then midway through the party, you can see her curls fighting her way back in. And then in the next scene, she's back to smooth hair.
I noticed, yeah.
It's giving Taylor Swift Eras Tour editing when they edited between shows. And sometimes there's a lot of humidity, so her hair's curling up and sometimes it's not. And it's just something I noticed. Oh, I really loved, this is a only we would notice it thing, the way the live stream is done. It's actually done quite well.
Yep.
Harrison's got lighting. He's got a gimbal. We see on like the likes flowing. The only thing I didn't love is that it was in landscape and not portrait.
God, I noticed too.
And if he's live on TikTok, if he's live on Instagram, those are all going to be portrait. I suppose he could be live on YouTube. It just seems less likely to be doing an on location live on YouTube.
Does YouTube have like the reaction emojis?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
to me it looked like Instagram.
Yeah.
But in the wrong format.
Yeah. Yep.
But other than that, he was giving live influencer to me.
Totally.
What did you rate these episodes?
It's 5-star. It literally cannot get any better.
I agree. It's 5 stars. It's so good.
I feel like I wish I knew what the viewing numbers were on this show.
They're good and going up. That's
More people need to be watching this show. It is so incredibly good. I even was considering pitching it to my husband because but
I know. My husband, I tried to get him. He's like, well, but he'd have to start from the beginning. See, my friend,
Fair.
we were just talking about Mistletoe Murders on our recent episode of Listener Mailbag. And my friends had asked if she should watch it. And she said, do I have to watch the first season? I said, yes, you do.
yeah, but it's only 6 episodes.
No, I know. But I said, like, could you understand it? Sure. But you're not going to appreciate the backstory, which
Right.
is so important.
And I got to tell you, like, the end of this episode when she sees Aaron, I was like, if all the episode had dropped, I would just cruise right into the next one. Like, I would need to see what happened.
Same. First of all, Finding Mr. Christmas this week, 486K live viewers, up 17% last week.
Yay.
And 20% from the premiere. Mistletoe Murders, the season 2 launch, 771,766 live plus same day, which is a 12% bump from the season finale. So it did well on Friday.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Up from the finale is not a surprise because this aired on Hallmark Plus originally, and many people have seen it already.
Right.
So I'm so excited. I need an announcement on a 3rd season.
I know, me too. Well, hey, thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. We'll be back with more Hallmark reviews all week long, so tune in for those. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.